Hi guys, I'm Devin Hayes.
And I'm Amanda Joyce.
Thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to talk about landing pages and why you need them. And here's why you should care. Landing pages will help you get the most out of your marketing dollars with an easy to track ROI. Welcome to Trade Secrets, where we demystify digital marketing to help contractors get the most bang for their marketing bucks.
This is for you if you're a contractor looking for actionable marketing insights.
Learn from home services industry experts to elevate your business through simplified marketing strategies.
Let's dive into today's trade secret. Okay, yay. Landing pages, one of my favorite topics. We talk to people all the time that aren't even quite sure what a landing page is. How's it different than your home page? A landing page is a very simple page that really just covers whatever topic it is you're serving. It's not your home page. It's not your home page. It's not a page on your website that you can get to from within your navigation. It's a standalone page that shares very succinct information about whatever it is you're trying to get across. So if you are trying to drive leads for your company, it is a very simplistic page where you can land people and ideally move them down the funnel as quickly as possible.
And I think a lot of times there's there's paid services like InstaPage, I think creates landing pages, and you can have, your developer build a specific landing page within your site. I think the biggest thing to note is that there's typically no navigation anywhere at the top of this landing page like there would be another page on your website, right?
Exactly. So the whole point of it is people can't get lost. They come there, you have one very specific message. You typically have one action you're trying to get them to take. You could have a secondary action, but typically it's one action, some information about your company, why they should trust you, and why they should complete the lead form or why they should call you. It's really basic. And why should you need these? Because a lot of times if you're spending money in paid ads, or even if you're running an email campaign or anything where you are trying to get people to take a specific action, your conversion rate will be exponentially higher if you're driving people to a landing page. If you're driving them to your homepage, forget about it. Like, you're wasting your money.
Because you can't, if you're just driving them. Yeah, because if you're just driving them to your homepage, how do you know how effective that ad campaign was, right? So if you pay for an ad on Google, and I'm just really simplifying things here. So if you pay for an ad on Google and that link takes you to a homepage versus a landing page, can you talk about how would you, out of all your web visitors, how would you track an ROI or a conversion if it's just driving to a homepage?
So within Google Analytics, you can still see where they came from. So you would know that they were from search or paid search or organic or whatever. If you were using really specific tracking, you could probably, you could tell what campaign or ad they came in on. But you're not siloing the traffic. You certainly couldn't make a remarketing list and say, okay, everyone that hit this landing page is clearly interested in X service. I want to make sure that I can market to them again. But most importantly, they just get lost in your page. I've seen this across the board my entire career. I've been doing paid search since 2005. And that was always the first thing we would do with anyone that we would bring in.
2005.
It's aging me. The good thing for Botox is all I can say, but I've been doing it for a while. And that's the first thing we would always do when we would bring in a new client, and it would change their conversion rate immediately. It doesn't mean that you're going to suddenly start making millions off of it, but I guarantee you if you had a 3% conversion rate and you just introduce a landing page, you're probably going to see it double.
Yeah,
for something that simple. Yeah.
Yeah, because a landing page, as you mentioned, it's simple, right? So they don't get lost in the clutter and the rest of the messaging that maybe your homepage has. But the true point of a landing page is really to build trust in a clean and simple manner and give them a reason to want to share their contact info. If you're driving to like a service page, maybe you're just asking for their contact info. I struggle with websites that have like an intake form in the header image, because you're asking someone to give you their information without giving them a reason to trust you. Right.
Yeah.
So asking for that before it's like, gimme without telling you,
what's in it for them.
Yeah. What's in it for them, who you are, and what outcome they can anticipate if they choose to work with you. And I think a landing page gives you a really clean, easy way to like do that and remove the clutter from, the rest of the site.
It quiets the noise. Yeah. Exactly. And then, one of the things that we find if someone is running, even if it's your brand word, but you're just driving it to your homepage, if you go on there and look at their path on Google Analytics, they might click and look at a service and then maybe go click and read a blog post, and then they leave. And that is the last thing you want to do if you're paying for that click. Or if you spend all this time doing an email marketing campaign and then they click through to your site. You got them there. And then they're like, okay, I'm lost in the ethos of all of your content piece. That's the last thing you want. So the most important thing you can do is, like you said, just give them one simplified message, make it very clear what your end goal is, make it easy for them to complete that, but also build that trust. Give them the information they want. Especially if someone's clicking on an ad, they probably do have a short attention span. So they want an answer to their question. They want to know you are a reputable service offer. If you're reputable in your area, or you offer the service they need, why they should trust you, and how to get in contact with you. So if you can just keep it that simple, you would be, you won't even believe how much more effective your marketing campaigns are just from having a landing page. And you could have your developer make you one template, and then you can duplicate it and maybe change some calls to action, change a title, change an image. But just having that landing page that is sticky and people like to engage with will literally change your marketing.
Yeah. And I think it goes, so another like phrase that maybe a lot of contractors might be familiar with is like ClickFunnels, right? I feel like I see the home services niche get targeted massively for ClickFunnels. A landing page is, it's basically a simplified ClickFunnel, right? I hate ClickFunnels that have you click through 4 or 5 different screens. So a landing page is just taking you from, it's like, the ClickFunnel could be this ad on social media that drives to your landing page on your website that then, you fill out a form and you submit it. So there could be like a 2-page ClickFunnel or a 3-page, so it doesn't have to be this like massive, And as a consumer,
multi-step process. Yeah.
I hate that shit.
Too. I hate it. And also, like, data tells us that the less clicks they have to do to complete your action, the more likely they're going to complete your action. So make their life easier and yours. You don't need to make 5 landing pages that take them through some long lost journey of finding themselves before they decide that you're the right service provider. Make it easy. Like, make their life easier. You'll make your life easier. And your conversion rates will show for it.
Oh my gosh, this makes me think it's like when you look up a recipe and you just want to like jump to the recipe, but like sometimes those buttons don't work, and you have like all these like interstitials, like all these ads popping in, and then you have to read the lifelong story, and then there's another ad, and you just want to get to the recipe. Like a really shitty ClickFunnel is like one of those making you like
exactly. You have to find out why they're gluten intolerant. Yeah, you have to find out all the reasons why. Like, they've recently got a divorce. I'm like, I just need to know what to preheat my oven to.
Well, I'm not, so I'm kind of hating on ClickFunnels, but there's a place for the longer ClickFunnels that collect a ton of data. There's a place for that, right? But for your average, home services like contractors customer, do you really need to collect like that much data? Or data, however you want to say it, tomato. I don't, you can make a case for it here or there. It depends on maybe the buyer journey for like a super high end thing. Maybe with solar, for example, where it's like, what do they call it? I don't know. You're like Sunscape or something, Sunsphere. There's something, but you're So maybe I could see where that makes more sense because you can really qualify a lead. But for the typical contractor who's running an ad on Google, you just got to drive it back to a really clean landing page that gives your buyer a reason to trust you and give them a reason to give you their information, right? I mean,
exactly.
What other best practices do you see on landing pages? Because you know the numbers, like where we see the best conversions with our customers.
Yeah. Exactly. So at the end of the day, like I said earlier, a singular call to action has always been like the rule of thumb in the industry. Give them, fill out the form, call us, whatever it may be, the singular call to action. You can sometimes, this is going to muddy the waters a little bit. If you, for instance, were promoting solar and you want somebody to get in touch to, have a consult to determine if solar is right for them, you could have a secondary link to an ebook for someone that's like, yeah, I'm not ready to give you my information yet, but I might give you my email if you'll give me that ebook. And then that's building more trust with them that then they could very well come back and come organically, they could come revisit you, call you later. Your contact information's in said ebook. So you can do that, but as a typical rule of thumb, it's one call to action. And trust signals talk about what, your 5-star rating on Google, your BBB accreditation, have some trust signals there, some really specific, strong marketing messaging that just explains what you want them to do, why they should do it, let them know why they should trust you. And that's it. You can test a bunch of other stuff. We've talked about CRO in other episodes. You're not going to know what's going to work until you've tested it. But at the end of the day, do not drive traffic to your website, to just a page of your website or your homepage. And if you've hired somebody right now and they're spending your hard-earned marketing dollars to drive to your homepage, have a conversation today about changing to landing pages, and it'll change the course of your marketing destiny, and it will save you a lot of money in the long run and give your ideal buyer a much better experience with your brand from the start.
Yeah, and I think I've mentioned driving from a paid ad to a landing page because that's something you should always do. But you could even, in your monthly newsletter email that you send out, you could have a specific landing page that you drive them to. And your email provider, your newsletter email provider, they probably track how many click-throughs each article gets and stuff like that. But if you have specific messaging for something that you're doing organically, you can do that. Or if you have, we've built out landing pages for events that are going on. Like if you go to the home show and you want to track leads from there with your QR code, those QR codes can scan and go straight to that landing page. Then you can see how many people filled out the form directly, or how many people made it to that landing page and didn't fill out the form just from scanning your QR code, and which we know those QR codes are everywhere now. They're back in business. Thank you, COVID. And so, so it doesn't have to be paid. It can be through any organic campaigns. It's just a great way to track what you're doing. Are you paying for content marketing, and are they writing white papers for you? How many downloads are you getting? Can you track it? And then that'll give you an idea of how much to invest in each of those specific campaigns. Because if you're just saying, if you're just driving traffic to the homepage, it just makes it a lot harder to delineate which marketing campaigns are effective. We've even...
Yeah, and you're not helping them out. You're not helping out your potential customer. Help them get to the information that you drew them in with. And if you drew them in with an offer or a specific service offering, don't just shoot them into your homepage and then expect them to navigate to the information that they're looking for. Give it to them, Make it easier for them to want to do business with you. Yeah.
And I was going to say, so this is the time of year where at Elevation Marketing, we do our annual reviews with our clients. And, one of our specific service offerings is, SEO with content marketing and website management. But with that, sometimes, clients forget that, we're your partner. Share with us what's going on. And we got the idea for this podcast because we were just talking with our client and, we had some other things going on. We're like, we can help you. We can help you track that as your website manager. We can build out those landing pages for you and give you those URLs that you can, point those campaigns to. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And on that note too, remarketing, even if it's not something you want to run right now.
Wait, hold on.
Quickly, can you just remarketing? I'm going to explain what it is.
I was going to say, will you just define that for the layperson? Yeah.
Yeah. So remarketing is, we've all had it happen. You go to a website and then they kind of chase you on the web and advertise to you. Sometimes it's a nuisance. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes, you intended to complete that conversion and you didn't do it. And you're like, oh yeah, I need to go back and complete it. But so like, let's say you spend a few $1,000s to go to a home show and you make a landing page. And then you want to get in front of those people again later. You can just use your Google Analytics to just track anyone who's been on that landing page and talk about a reason to use a landing page. And then anyone who's been to the website that's been on that landing page has been cookied. So then you could run out in the next 30 to 90 days, depending on how long you keep the cookie in place, and you can advertise to them. So maybe you were promoting solar at the home show and now you're running a promotion for, to really get some people to sign up with you. You can hit them over the head again and remind them about that promo. But if you didn't have that landing page in place and you didn't have that you weren't set up already with your tracking code to just cookie people, you're kind of losing them after that. You spent all that money to be at the home show. Just have the building blocks in place so that you can continue to work off of that, and it doesn't cost you much more money, and it just helps you stay, top of mind with your potential clients, and ideally drive some people down that conversion funnel.
Spitting some knowledge over there.
Doing my best.
Heck yeah. So that's about it. I mean, landing pages, they're going to help you increase your ROI by being able to track what each marketing campaign is doing, tracking the efficacy of each of those efforts.
Exactly. And if you're not really even sure where to start, Google it. Go look for best practices in landing pages. You're going to find a million examples. HubSpot's always publishing what they're finding is the latest and greatest in landing page design, and play with it. But at the end of the day, a landing page that's not perfect is going to still be better than just dropping them off on your homepage. And then you can work on that perfection over time as you learn, how people interact with your landing page. So I hope this was helpful and not overwhelming.
Yeah. As always, reach out with any questions, comments, all that stuff. We love to hear from you. And thanks for listening.
That was today's trade secret. Thanks for listening.
Did you find this helpful? We're just getting started.
Subscribe and don't miss our next reveal.
Until next time.